Hey everyone, this is the HappyAnimaidCafeManager here with another walkthrough episode for the game Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. So anyway, I managed to get game over around this testimony a couple of times on Gumshoe's theory on how was Turner Gray murdered. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. There is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you could get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Korean channeling technique, the medium physically changes with the nurse's build. The defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Korean channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad. How bad would you say it was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day. That reminds me, I was supposed to give blood sometime earlier this week, but I wasn't feeling good, so I had to cancel my appointment. And afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah! Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. What? A handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Mr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot, but because they were so close, they were too close, he missed. So you're saying that the bullet hole in his costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when the shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. I wonder what's on Francisca's mind. The defendant then picked up on the opening and then took the victim's gun and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you could fire it by pulling the trigger. Even me, I wonder. Now, do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. But where did the knife come from? Anyway, the murder weapon, a small fruit knife, belongs to the face, bears Maya's fingerprint. Anyway, I tried every other clue, but I can't seem to find a contradiction. With a knife. There's Maya's costume, clothes that Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. There was a bullet hole on the left sleeve. Profiles. Gray surgical clinic doctor had malpractice incident, murdered during a channeling. The defendant and my client was arrested on suspicion of murder while channeling. Maya's older sister. She was a top-notch lawyer and my mentor and friend forever. Detective at the local precinct in charge of initial investigation. Maya's cousin, a channeling prodigy with intense spiritual power, also the youngest. Maya's aunt, a member of the Fae Clan branch family. She is also the mother of Pearl, college student, researching parapsychology. Older sister, Mimi, died in a car accident. Mimi Miney died in a car accident 1 year ago. Was Amy's older sister, nurse at the Dr. Gray's clinic. Claims to be an investigative photographer. She lives for the next big scoop. Became a prosecutor in Germany at age 13, a prodigy who has never known defeat. It's not a matter of build, but it's a matter of knowledge on knowing the vital spot. One year ago, on May 2nd, 14 patients died from malpractice at the Great Surgical Clinic. Floor plans, crime scene, a diagram of the channel chamber present. But because they were too close, he missed. Murder weapon was Grace. 2 shots fired. Bears Maya and Grace's fingerprint. Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue around the bullet hole. Folding screen about 8 inches off the ground. It's a small hole, but looks like a bullet hole. First the stab, then the first shot. I am really confused at this part. Anyway, this was the middle of a channeling. An old steel key, a green jewel is set in the center of the key's grip. Maya's modern tunnel. Slightly translucent, it radiates softly with mysterious light. I mean, it sounds about right, but, well, where is this contradiction? Yeah, I'm trying to get through this without ever looking up at Game Fast. Or look anywhere online for how to beat the game. There's the fingerprints, but if I'm only allowed to examine the evidence. If they were holding a knife on one hand and Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow you. It clearly contradicts the, I thought... You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Because they were too close. What? Had to present the kimono in that part of the testimony the entire time? I mean, I tried everything else, but... The thing is, I don't even remember if I presented the right evidence then. So at least I'm making some progress. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you could punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone could explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away, and it was when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Yeah, pay attention. I mean, in that one part of the testimony where I presented the kimono, it just made Francisca nervous for some reason. And that is why. Well, then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that would satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Something doesn't make sense. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal flaw? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still eating. Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make a final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must have been a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. This is a piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point out the court's attention into the hole in this folding screen. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. The defendant. Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched just like a... Smelled some serious bad breath. That is, Wait, I just realized I forgot a brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Of course. Whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. At the time the defendant was in the area. Somewhere around here. Where was the defendant at the time? At this time, the defendant was in this area. No, not right there. That's where the victim is. No way they could have been close to the door. Man, I'm just burning all my chances. Man, this is my last chance. Damn it. Somewhere around here. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant Maya Fey. The accused will also render to the court immediately to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh my God. Fuck. all. Yow! Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, to be continued, baby.